What if I told you that some of the foods we eat every single day, foods we love, foods that bring us comfort, are actually harming us? Not in an obvious way, not in a way we can see or feel right away, but slowly, silently, bite by bite. We don't notice it happening. We don't wake up one morning feeling sick from that soda we drank last night, or the fast food we grabbed on our way home. No, it doesn't work like that. These foods don't destroy our health overnight. They take their time, years, decades, until one day our body finally says, enough. But by then, it's too late. A heart that beats a little too fast, joints that ache for no reason, a body that feels more tired, more sluggish, more weighed down than it used to. We call it stress, we call it aging. But what if the real reason is something we put on our plates every day? Most of us don't think twice about what we eat. We trust the labels, we trust the ads. We trust that if a food is on the shelves, it must be safe. After all, wouldn't someone stop them if it wasn't? But here's the truth. Food companies aren't in the business of keeping us healthy. They're in the business of keeping us addicted. They know exactly how to design foods that make us crave more sugar, more salt, more chemicals, more preservatives. They don't care about the damage it does to our bodies. They care about profit. And we keep eating. We grab a quick breakfast, something sweet, something processed, something easy, a snack in the afternoon, maybe a bag of chips, maybe a can of soda, something to get us through the day. We tell ourselves it's fine. Everyone eats this way. It's normal. But what if normal is what's killing us? Right now, in your kitchen, in your pantry, in your fridge, there are foods you've been eating for years that are quietly damaging your body, slowly clogging your arteries, slowly raising your blood sugar, slowly increasing your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. The scariest part? We don't even know it's happening. We don't feel it when we take a bite of that processed meal. We don't see it when we drink that sugary soda. But inside, beneath the surface, changes are happening. A little more fat around the liver, a little more inflammation in the arteries, a little more stress on the heart, and then, one day, it catches up to us. A sudden heart attack, a stroke, a diagnosis we never saw coming, and we ask ourselves, how? How did this happen? What did we do wrong? The answer is simple. It's what we ate. But here's the good news. It's not too late. You don't have to keep eating these foods. You don't have to keep damaging your body. You can stop. You can change. But first, you need to know what to avoid. Because some foods, they're not just unhealthy. They're dangerous. And today you're going to find out exactly what they are. Here are 10 foods that are slowly killing you, and why you need to stop eating them right now. We all love food. It's a part of our lives, our culture, our memories. But not all food is the same. Some foods nourish us. They give us energy, strength, and life. And then there are foods that do the opposite. Foods that work against our bodies. Foods that slowly destroy us from the inside. Today we're starting with the first three. 3 foods that millions of people eat every single day without realizing the damage they cause. If you have these in your kitchen right now, it might be time to think twice. 1. Sugary drinks. A hot day, you're thirsty. You grab an ice-cold soda, that first sip, refreshing. The sweetness, the fizziness. It feels good. It wakes you up. But inside your body, something very different is happening. The moment that sugar enters your bloodstream, your body starts to panic. Your blood sugar levels spike. Your pancreas has to work overtime, flooding your system with insulin. But here's the problem. That sugar rush doesn't last. A short while later, your blood sugar crashes. And what happens next? You feel tired, you feel sluggish, you crave more sugar. And the cycle begins again. But this is just the beginning. Over time, sugary drinks don't just make you feel tired. They increase your risk of diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Studies show that people who drink soda or energy drinks regularly are far more likely to develop insulin resistance, a condition that can eventually lead to full-blown type 2 diabetes. And it's not just the sugar. Many of these drinks contain high fructose corn syrup, an ingredient that's even worse than regular sugar. This syrup doesn't just raise blood sugar, it also damages your liver, increases belly fat, and puts you at risk of fatty liver disease. And what about diet sodas? The ones with 0 sugar, 0 calories? They might sound better, but the truth is, they're just as bad. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose trick your brain. They make you crave more sugar. They disrupt your gut health. They have been linked to headaches, mood swings, and even memory problems. So, what's the solution? Water. It sounds simple, but it's true. If you want to feel better, if you want to protect your body, the best thing you can do is replace sugary drinks with water. Or, if you need some flavor, try herbal teas or infused water with lemon, cucumber, or mint. Your body will thank you. But for now, let's move on to the next food. 2. Processed meats. Bacon sizzling in the pan. A juicy hot dog at a barbecue. A quick ham and cheese sandwich. It's easy, it's delicious, and it's everywhere. But what if I told you that these foods are slowly increasing your risk of cancer, heart disease, and high blood pressure? Processed meats are meats that have been preserved through curing, smoking, or adding chemical preservatives. And the problem? These preservatives are dangerous. One of the biggest culprits? Nitrates and nitrites. These chemicals help preserve the color of meat and keep bacteria away. But when they enter your body, they can turn into carcinogenic compounds that are directly linked to colon cancer and stomach cancer. Studies have shown that eating processed meats regularly raises the risk of cancer by up to 50%. That means if you eat bacon or deli meat every day, you're significantly increasing your chances of developing life-threatening diseases. But it's not just cancer. Processed meats are also packed with sodium. Too much sodium leads to high blood pressure, kidney damage, and an increased risk of stroke. And then there are the added hormones and antibiotics. Many processed meats come from animals that have been treated with growth hormones and antibiotics. When we eat these meats, those chemicals enter our bodies, disrupting our hormones and weakening our immune systems. So, what can you do instead? If you love meat, choose fresh, unprocessed options. Instead of bacon, try eggs or avocado for breakfast. Instead of deli meat, opt for grilled chicken or turkey. Look for organic, nitrate-free meats, or better yet, explore plant-based protein sources like beans, lentils, and tofu. The small changes you make today can add years to your life. But now, let's move on to the third food on our list. 3. Trans fats. Imagine this. You walk into a bakery. The smell of freshly baked pastries fills the air. You grab a croissant, a donut, maybe a muffin. A quick treat, a moment of joy. But hidden inside that flaky, buttery goodness is something your body was never meant to consume: trans fats. Trans fats are artificial fats created in a lab. They were designed to make food last longer and taste better. But there's one big problem. Our bodies don't know how to process them. Unlike natural fats, which our bodies can use for energy, trans fats clog our arteries, increase bad cholesterol, and raise the risk of heart disease. In fact, trans fats are so dangerous that some countries have completely banned them. But they're still hiding in many foods: fried fast food, packaged snacks, margarine, frozen pizzas, and even some peanut butters. Here's what they do inside your body. They increase LDL, bad cholesterol, making it easier for arteries to get clogged. They lower HDL, good cholesterol, which means your body can't clean up the bad fats properly. They cause inflammation, making you feel tired, bloated, and sluggish. They increase your risk of stroke, heart attack, and obesity. One study found that people who eat trans fats regularly are 34% more likely to die from heart-related diseases. That's not a small number, so what can you do? Read labels carefully. If you see partially hydrogenated oils in the ingredients, put it back on the shelf. Choose real, natural fats: olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds. These fats protect your heart, improve brain function, and keep you feeling full and energized. And when it comes to fast food, the best thing you can do is limit it as much as possible. We've only covered 3 foods so far, but already you can see how everyday foods we've been eating for years, are silently working against us. And this is just the beginning, because up next, we're going to uncover even more hidden dangers. Foods that seem harmless, but are secretly damaging your health. Stay with me, because the next foods on this list might shock you even more. 4. Artificial sweeteners. You're trying to cut back on sugar. So instead of drinking regular soda, you switch to diet soda. Instead of adding sugar to your coffee, you use artificial sweeteners. You think you're making a healthy choice. But The truth? These sugar substitutes might be even worse than sugar itself. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, saccharin, and sucralose are marketed as a healthier alternative. They have 0 calories. They don't raise blood sugar levels. They seem like the perfect solution. But here's what they don't tell you. Artificial sweeteners trick your brain. When you taste something sweet, your brain expects sugar. It prepares your body for a sugar rush. But when that sugar never comes, your brain gets confused. It starts sending stronger cravings for real sugar. And what happens next? You end up eating even more sugar than before. But that's just the beginning. Some studies have linked aspartame to headaches, dizziness, and even mood swings. Long-term use has been associated with memory problems and neurological disorders. Sucralose, which is found in many diet sodas and low-calorie snacks, can disrupt gut bacteria, leading to digestive issues, bloating, and a weakened immune system. And then there's saccharin, one of the oldest artificial sweeteners. Research suggests that it may interfere with metabolism, making it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar. So, what's the solution? If you need something sweet, stick to natural options like honey, maple syrup, or stevia, a plant-based sweetener that doesn't cause the same problems as artificial sweeteners. Or, better yet, train your taste buds to enjoy food with less sweetness. It might take time, but your body will adjust, and you'll feel better for it. Let's move on to the next food on our list. 5. White bread and refined carbs. There's nothing quite like the smell of freshly baked bread, the soft texture, the way it melts in your mouth. It's comforting, it's familiar, it's something most of us have been eating since childhood. But here's the problem. Most of the bread you find in grocery stores, especially white bread, has almost no nutritional value. It might look good, it might taste good, but inside your body, it acts just like sugar. White bread is made from refined flour. This means all the fiber, vitamins, and minerals have been stripped away, leaving behind nothing but empty carbohydrates. And when you eat white bread, it spikes your blood sugar, just like a candy bar or a can of soda. Here's what happens inside your body. 1. You eat white bread. 2. Your blood sugar rises quickly. 3. Your pancreas releases a flood of insulin to bring it back down. 4. Your blood sugar drops suddenly, making you feel tired and hungry again. 5. You crave more food, and the cycle repeats. Over time, this constant blood sugar roller coaster leads to weight gain, insulin resistance, and an increased risk of diabetes. And it's not just bread. White rice, white pasta, and most packaged cereals work the same way. They digest quickly, leaving you hungry again soon after eating. So, what should you eat instead? Choose whole grains. Look for bread that says 100% whole wheat or whole grain on the label. Swap white rice for brown rice, quinoa, or oats. These foods are full of fiber, which helps stabilize blood sugar levels and keeps you feeling full longer. Making small changes like this can have a huge impact on your health. And now, let's talk about the next food, one that might surprise you. 6. Microwave popcorn. Popcorn, a movie night classic. A light, crunchy snack that seems harmless. But if you're eating microwave popcorn, especially the ones with butter flavoring, you might want to think twice. The problem isn't just the popcorn itself, it's what's inside the bag. Most microwave popcorn bags are lined with a chemical called PFOA, a toxic substance linked to cancer, hormone disruption, and immune system damage. When the bag is heated in the microwave, this chemical seeps into the popcorn, and you end up eating it. But it doesn't stop there. The butter flavor in microwave popcorn isn't real butter. It's a chemical called diacetyl. And studies have shown that when inhaled in large amounts, diacetyl can damage the lungs, leading to a condition known as popcorn lung. It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Workers in popcorn factories who were exposed to large amounts of diacetyl developed serious lung problems. And while eating microwave popcorn in moderation might not cause the same damage, it's still something to be aware of. So, what's the alternative? Make your own popcorn at home. All you need is plain popcorn kernels, a little olive oil or coconut oil, and a pinch of sea salt. Pop it on the stove or use an air popper. It's healthier, safer, and tastes just as good, if not better. These small changes might not seem like much, but they add up. And over time, they can make a huge difference in your health. We're only halfway through this list, and already you've seen how everyday foods we've been eating for years, can be harming our bodies. But we're not done yet, because up next, we're going to look at 4 more foods that many people eat every single day, without realizing the hidden dangers inside them. Stay with me, because what you learn next might shock you even more. We've already talked about 6 dangerous foods: sugary drinks, processed meats, trans fats, artificial sweeteners, white bread, and microwave popcorn. But we are not finished yet, because up next, we have 2 more foods that millions of people eat every day without realizing the damage they cause. If these foods are in your kitchen, it might be time to think twice. 7. High-sodium instant noodles and processed soups. It's late, you're hungry, you don't feel like cooking. So, what do? You grab a cup of instant noodles, just add hot water, wait a few minutes, and it's ready. Warm, salty, satisfying. Or maybe it's a can of soup. Something easy, something comforting. But inside that cup of noodles, inside that can of soup, there's a hidden danger that most people never think about: sodium. Most instant noodles and canned soups are loaded with excessive sodium, far more than what your body actually needs. Now, sodium itself isn't the enemy. Our bodies need some sodium to function properly. It helps balance fluids, keeps our nerves working, and allows our muscles to contract. But too much sodium, that's where the problem begins. When you eat too much sodium, your body holds on to extra water to try and dilute it. This puts extra pressure on your blood vessels, raising your blood pressure. And high blood pressure is known as the silent killer, because most people don't feel any symptoms. They go about their day eating salty foods, drinking salty soups, thinking everything is fine. But inside their bodies, their blood pressure is creeping higher and higher. Their heart is working harder. Their arteries are getting narrower. And one day, without warning, a stroke, a heart attack, a kidney failure, and they never saw it coming. Here's the scary part. 1 cup of instant noodles can have over 1,800 milligrams of sodium, almost your entire daily limit in just one meal. A can of processed soup, just as bad. Some canned soups have over 2,000 milligrams of sodium in a single serving. And the worst part? Most people don't just eat one serving. They eat the whole package, the whole can. And that's when the real damage happens. But sodium isn't the only problem. Instant noodles and canned soups also contain preservatives, artificial flavors, and unhealthy fats that increase inflammation, weaken the immune system, and contribute to weight gain. So, what can you do instead? If you love soup, try making your own. It's easier than you think. Use fresh ingredients, add your own spices, use low-sodium broth instead of the canned stuff. And if you crave noodles, try whole grain pasta or rice noodles with fresh vegetables and lean protein. It will still be delicious, but without the health risks, because small changes like this can save your life. But now, let's move on to the next food. 8. Flavored yogurt and low-fat products. Yogurt. It sounds healthy, right? It's advertised as good for digestion, packed with probiotics, and full of protein. And it's true, real yogurt can be very healthy. But here's the problem. Most of the yogurt you find in stores, especially flavored yogurt, is not real yogurt. It's a sugar bomb in disguise. 1 small cup of flavored yogurt can contain more sugar than a candy bar. Some have up to 30 grams of sugar in a single serving. That's like eating 7 teaspoons of sugar in one sitting. And that sugar, it's not natural sugar from fruit. It's usually high fructose corn syrup or other artificial sweeteners that spike blood sugar, increase fat storage, and put you at risk of diabetes. But the problem doesn't stop there. Many of these yogurts are labeled as low-fat or fat-free. Sounds healthy, right? But here's what food companies don't tell you. When they remove fat from yogurt, they remove the flavor too. So, to make it taste good again, they add extra sugar, artificial flavors, and thickening agents. And that makes these low-fat yogurts even worse for your health than regular full-fat yogurt. Low-fat diets became popular in the 1980s, when people believed fat was the enemy. But now, science has proven that not all fats are bad. In fact, natural fats, like the ones found in full-fat yogurt, are actually good for you. They help keep you full longer. They support brain function. They reduce inflammation in the body. But when you replace natural fats with sugar and artificial ingredients, the result is the opposite. You feel hungrier faster. You crave more sugar. You store more fat in your body. And over time, this can lead to obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. So, what should you eat instead? If you love yogurt, go for plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. It's packed with protein, probiotics, and healthy fats. And if you want some sweetness, add fresh fruit, a drizzle of honey, or a handful of nuts. Because when it comes to food, the real thing is always better than the processed version. We've covered 8 foods so far, and already you can see how common everyday foods that seem harmless, are actually damaging our bodies, little by little, every single day. But we're not done yet, because up next, we have 2 more foods that are just as dangerous. These are foods that millions of people eat every day without thinking twice. Foods that are linked to obesity, inflammation, and even cancer. And if you eat them regularly, you need to know the truth, because once you know what's really inside them, you may never want to eat them again. Stay with me, because what comes next might be the most shocking yet. 9. Fast food, burgers and fries. It's late, you're tired, you don't feel like cooking. So you pull into a fast food drive-thru, a burger, fries, maybe a milkshake. It's fast, it's cheap, it's convenient. And let's be honest, it tastes good. But here's what happens inside your body after you take that first bite. Fast food is designed to be addictive. It's made with high amounts of salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats that keep you coming back for more. The burger bun, refined white bread that spikes your blood sugar and leaves you craving more food just hours later. The beef patty, often made from low-quality processed meat that's packed with preservatives, hormones, and unhealthy fats. The fries, deep-fried in cheap, processed oils that are loaded with trans fats. The same fats that clog your arteries and increase your risk of heart disease. And let's not forget the sauces, the ketchup, the mayo, the barbecue sauce, all of them filled with high fructose corn syrup, artificial flavors, and preservatives. But here's the scary part. Fast food doesn't just affect your waistline. Studies show that people who eat fast food regularly are at higher risk for depression, anxiety, and brain fog. Why? Because these foods cause inflammation in the body, which also affects the brain. Inflammation is linked to mood disorders, memory loss, and even increased risk of dementia. And then there's the problem with portion sizes. Years ago, a normal fast food meal was much smaller, but today, the sizes have doubled, even tripled. One large fast food meal can contain more calories, fat, and sodium than your body needs in an entire day. And yet, millions of people eat this food every single day without realizing the damage it's doing. So, what can you do? If you love burgers, make them at home. Use grass-fed beef or lean turkey. Swap the white bun for a whole grain bun or lettuce wrap. Instead of fries, try baked sweet potato fries. And if you're in a rush, look for healthier options, grilled chicken, salads, or wraps. Because your body deserves better than processed, greasy, chemical-filled fast food. And now, let's move on to the final food on our list. 10. Packaged snacks. You're watching TV. You feel a little hungry. You grab a bag of chips, just a handful, you tell yourself. But before you know it, the whole bag is gone. Or maybe it's a candy bar, a quick snack to get you through the afternoon. It seems harmless. It's just a snack. But what if I told you that these little snacks, these chips, crackers, and candy bars, are some of the most dangerous foods you can eat? Let's start with potato chips. Crispy, salty, addictive. Potato chips are one of the most processed foods on the planet. They're deep-fried in cheap, unhealthy oils, loaded with salt and artificial flavors, and contain a hidden danger called acrylamide, a toxic chemical that forms when foods are fried at high temperatures. Studies show that acrylamide is linked to cancer, nerve damage, and reproductive problems. And the worst part? Most people can't stop at just one handful. Chips are designed to be addictive. They trigger a reaction in your brain that makes you crave more. And then there are crackers and other packaged snacks. Many of them contain hidden sugars, refined flours, and unhealthy oils. They might seem harmless, but they spike your blood sugar, leave you hungry again quickly, and contribute to weight gain. And finally, let's talk about candy bars. They are everywhere. In grocery store checkout lines, in office break rooms, in vending machines. Most candy bars contain high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, and up to 30 grams of sugar in one serving. That's more than what your body can handle in one sitting. When you eat a candy bar, your blood sugar spikes, giving you a short burst of energy. But soon after, your blood sugar crashes, leaving you tired, irritable, and craving more sugar. This sugar roller coaster can lead to insulin resistance, diabetes, and obesity. So, what should you eat instead? If you love snacks, choose healthier options. Instead of potato chips, try air-popped popcorn, nuts, or roasted chickpeas. Instead of crackers, try whole grain options or hummus with vegetables. Instead of candy bars, reach for dark chocolate with nuts, fresh fruit, or homemade energy balls. Because small changes like this can make a huge difference in your health. We have now covered all 10 foods that are slowly killing us. And looking at this list, it's clear. Many of the foods we eat every day, foods that are sold in every grocery store, foods that are advertised as safe and delicious, are actually harming our bodies. They're making us sick. They're causing obesity, heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. And most people don't even realize it. But here's the good news. You don't have to keep eating these foods. You don't have to let them control your health. You can make better choices. You can read labels, choose whole foods, and take control of what you put into your body. Because the food you eat today shapes the body you have tomorrow. And if you want to live longer, feel better, and have more energy, it all starts with what's on your plate. We've covered 10 dangerous foods, but we're not done yet. Because in the final part of this video, we're going to talk about something even more important. How do you make real, lasting changes? What should you eat instead? And what's the next step to a healthier life? Stay with me. Because everything we've talked about so far leads to this. We've come a long way. We started with a simple question. What if the food we eat every day is slowly killing us? And now we know the answer. We've uncovered 10 dangerous foods, foods that millions of people eat without realizing the damage they cause. 1. Sugary drinks. 2. Processed meats. 3. Trans fats. 4. Artificial sweeteners. 5. White bread. 6. Microwave popcorn. 7. High-sodium instant noodles. 8. Flavored yogurts. 9. Fast food. 10. Packaged snacks. Each one of these foods is linked to obesity, heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. And the worst part? These foods are everywhere. They fill grocery store shelves. They're sold in restaurants, vending machines, and fast food chains. They're advertised as healthy, low-fat, or natural, when in reality, they are anything but. But here's the good news. Now, you know the truth, and that truth gives you power. Because once you know what's harming you, you can start making better choices. But how do you make real changes? Let's be honest, changing the way you eat isn't easy. Food is more than just fuel. It's memories, culture, comfort, and habit. For years, we've been eating certain foods, drinking certain drinks, buying certain brands. And stopping overnight, it feels impossible. So don't try to change everything at once. Start small. Pick 1 or 2 foods from this list and replace them with a healthier option. Instead of soda, try drinking water with lemon or herbal tea. Instead of white bread, choose whole grain or sprouted bread. Instead of fast food, cook 1 meal at home each day. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every small change adds up. Every better choice makes a difference, because food is powerful. It can either heal you or harm you. What should you eat instead? If you're wondering, okay, so what can I eat? Here's your answer. 1. Whole, unprocessed foods. The best foods don't come in packages. They come from nature. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, lean proteins, whole grains. 2. Healthy fats. Not all fats are bad. Avocados, olive oil, nuts, seeds, fatty fish like salmon. These fats protect your heart and support brain health. 3. Protein from clean sources. Grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, wild-caught fish, or plant-based proteins like lentils, beans, and tofu. 4. Natural sweeteners in moderation. If you need sweetness, choose honey, maple syrup, or dates instead of artificial sweeteners and refined sugar. 5. Water. Lots of water. Your body is made mostly of water. Drinking enough water can improve your digestion, skin, energy, and even mood. The secret to health isn't a magic pill. It's not a trendy diet. It's real food. Why does this matter? Right now, millions of people are sick. Obesity is rising. Diabetes is rising. Heart disease is the #1 killer. And yet, food companies keep selling us poison. They don't care about our health. They care about their profits. But we don't have to keep falling for their tricks. We don't have to be controlled by bad food. We have the power to choose differently. And when we do, we don't just change our own lives. We set an example for our families, our friends, and future generations. Imagine a life where you wake up feeling energized, clear-headed, and strong. Imagine eating meals that nourish your body, instead of making you feel sluggish and bloated. Imagine living longer, healthier, and happier, simply by making better choices. That future is possible, and it starts today. Your challenge. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of most people, because now you have awareness, and awareness is the first step to change. So, here's your challenge. 1. Pick one food from this list to cut out or reduce. Just one. Don't try to do everything at once. 2. Replace it with a healthier alternative. Swap soda for water. Swap white bread for whole grain. Swap fast food for home-cooked meals. 3. Share this video with someone you care about. Because the more people who know this information, the more lives we can change. If you're serious about your health, take action right now. Drop a comment below. Which food are you cutting out first? And if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Because this is just the beginning. Your health is in your hands, and the choices you make today will shape the life you live tomorrow. Choose wisely, because you deserve to feel amazing. You deserve to be strong, happy, and full of energy. And it all starts with what you eat.